What is going on, everyone? Misha Wilson here. Let me know what your name is and where you're coming in from as you pay attention here to today's Facebook Live. Let me go out to my spot here and I'll go ahead and get the show on the road in just a minute. It's been a couple days since I've done a Facebook Live. I've been thinking of you guys, but have been stuck on behind the scenes stuff, getting everything set up for the Immersion Experience live event. If you haven't grabbed your ticket yet, go ahead and do so right now. We literally have, I want to say, just about 30 tickets left. We're actually going to be hosting a webinar later on tonight. I'll give, of course, you guys the chance to grab tickets on that webinar. Be sure to go ahead and get registered for the webinar if you haven't already. And other than that, again, grab your ticket and actually get out to the event, all right? So if you don't get to the event, if you've bought your ticket, it's simply not enough. It's like registering for a webinar and then not getting to the actual webinar, all right? Commit to the process, commit to getting to the event, and good things will happen, especially with everything we have planned, the curriculum we have laid out, and really the exact process that we have dialed in literally down to the minute after all the work I've done in the last couple of days on the actual event. So grab your ticket right now. But other than that, I want to go ahead and dive into today's content. So let me know what your name is and where you're coming in from, and I'll go ahead and get the show on the road right now. And today I want to talk about the hardest $10,000 you will ever make in your business and why so many people quit way too early when it comes to the make money online space, the internet marketing space, the network marketing space, the opportunity marketplace as a whole, and a belief that I personally have in regards to how many more people would have success if they actually understood the concept that I'm going to share in today's Facebook Live. And that is the simple fact that your first $10,000 that you make within your business, your first $10,000 is always the hardest $10,000 to make. Getting to that first, even just $1,000 month is always harder than going from $1,000 to $10,000 per month. Getting to your first $10,000 a month and building your business up to the $10,000 per month mark is the hardest thing you will ever do in your business compared to going from 10,000 to 15,000, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, even 225,000, 200,000 up to the $1 million per year mark if you want to go that big within your business. The first $10,000, that first level of success, is by far and beyond the hardest to go ahead and get under your belt. And it has a lot to do with you need to learn so many different skill sets. Lots of the time, you're also kind of trying to sell yourself on the fact that it's actually real, right? So I know when I first got started way back when, I had extreme levels of skepticism coming at me from every single direction, all right? My dad thought I was involved in a pyramid scheme. My friends were telling me to stop trying to, kind of build my business, that it wouldn't ever work. My friends' dads were telling me, focus on real business and come back to the real world. And I had extreme skepticism from everybody outside, externally looking in. And based on that fact, I started to have extreme skepticism internally about whether or not this was actually the right path to take, about whether or not I could actually do it, about whether or not it actually, would work for me long term, about whether or not the business model as a whole would actually work for me long term. So not only are you in a state where you have to learn just extreme amounts of skill sets, because again, you have to learn how to drive traffic, you have to learn how to follow up, you have to learn how to create offers if you're not leveraging a system like the Super Affiliate Network, right? You have to learn all of those things, but then also you're fighting yourself internally, you're fighting yourself to stay motivated, stay inspired, to take action on a daily basis. You're trying to get yourself up every single morning, even though nothing's happening, even though nothing's actually working in your business, and even though lots of times you don't even actually believe in yourself and believe in the potential of your business. And because of all of those things, that first $10,000 is the hardest $10,000 for you to make within your business. You also don't have a list. So usually by the time that you build your business up to, let's say, the $10,000 per month mark, you have an email list, you've built a following, you've built a tribe of people that you can tap into, that you can market products to, that you can sell services to, and that you can create profits with on demand moving forward down the road, right? And because of all of those things, again, the startup grind grind of starting an online business, the grind in any business is extremely tricky, but especially online because you're sitting there alone. You're sitting behind your computer. You don't know what's real and what's not real. You are skepticism of everything based on, everyone externally looking at you and saying, that isn't going to work, you should try something new, you should come back to the real world, and so on and so forth. And all of that stuff ends up somewhere within you. Usually, again, you end up taking a little bit of it on and kind of adopting that belief system just a little bit yourself. And at the same time, you're sitting in a room by yourself in front of a screen trying to suspend your levels of disbelief just enough in order to go ahead and take just enough action in order to produce that first level of result, all right? And that is the hardest thing for anybody to do. That's the hardest thing for me to do. It was the hardest thing for me. It's the hardest thing for any of my students to do. And it's the thing that holds most people back from creating success. Because the truth is that once you've hit the $10,000 per month mark, once you're building your email list, once you have that asset in firstly, your intellectual capital that allowed you to go ahead and build that email list, and then secondly, the actual email list itself, the audience that you're building, the tribe of people, and the culture within that tribe of people that you're building, you then have, of course, an audience that you can go back and tap into over and over and over again. You can continue to build that audience because, again, the skill sets that allowed you to build from 0 to, let's say, 10,000 per month are the same skill sets that if you do more of, will get you from 10 to 20 and so on and so forth. Really, the skill sets only have to change and the skill sets only have to evolve when you're trying to go from, let's say, 1 million to 5 million and then 5 million to 10 million. Those are completely and totally different skill sets, right? But really, if you're trying to go from 10,000 to 20,000 and 20,000 to 30,000, doing more of the same, but on a bigger level, will get you there, all right? It will increase your revenue and it will increase your bottom line. But it'll never happen if you don't get through that initial first phase, that initial grind, that initial period of time that's so tricky for so many people. So my message for you here today is very simple. Understand that if you're in that startup grind phase, if you're in that phase where you're trying everything and it's not working, if you're in that phase where you're kind of doubting yourself just a little bit, if you're in that phase where you're doubting the whole business model just a little bit, the validity and the validity of the actual business model, if you're doubting, whether or not this can work for you, I highly, highly, highly recommend constantly, firstly, always working on your mindset, all right? Every single day. Tap into, Facebook Lives just like this one. Tap into different, podcasts every single day. Read on a daily basis. Consistently work on growing your mindset, because the truth is that every single $1 million earner out there has a rock solid mindset, despite the fact that we all use different strategies, all right? That's the one commonality. And then secondly, understand that you are in the most dire time. You are in the time that's the hardest to get through. You are in the time that is the ultimate test. You are in the time, that period of time when the world is kind of more or less putting you through that gauntlet, asking you how much you really want it, just kind of more or less, testing you to see if you actually deserve the fruits of all of the labor that you're actually putting in. And understand that if you quit too early, if you stop, if you decide to stop taking action because you're doubting, if you decide to stop taking action because you don't see immediate results, if you decide to stop taking action because things aren't going as smoothly as you wish you would, you're going to plant and you're going to do the work and you're going to, do the labor. You're going to do the manual labor. You're going to continue to work, but you're never going to see the fruits of your labors, especially the potential fruits of your labor that you have through tapping into, a business model, a system, and just kind of more or less the general potential that you have at your fingertips with the internet marketing model, with the opportunity space, and just really kind of, the quantum leaps that people are able to make within this industry. We're not talking about a $3 raise over the course of 3 years. We're talking about building $1 million business, $1 million lifestyle, and having hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in the bank in 3 years if you do things correctly, all right? Now, no guarantees. This is not a guarantee. I'm talking from my own personal experience. Probably you won't make any money whatsoever. I have to say that for legal guarantees, of course, right? But just if you look at the stories within our industry, and if you look at really kind of more or less the amazing rapid success that so many people have seen within our industry, You don't get that anywhere else. And there's extreme potential, and there should be extreme excitement within the actual journey. So with that said, that's my message for you here today. I see that I have 19 people on here with me, but I can't see who you are. Facebook Live's being funky on me today. It's bipolar. But give me some likes, comments, hearts, shares, all that good stuff if you guys got value. And if you guys aren't registered for the webinar tonight, be sure to go ahead and register. Super Affiliate Network members, I will leave the link in the actual Insider Facebook group. I appreciate all of you guys. Grab your ticket for the Immersion Experience event, the superaffiliatenetwork.com/immersion. And with that said, I'll speak with you all very soon. All right, guys, later.